had nothing. We had just a blank food table.
Yeah, I started getting prepared for the wedding. I get a call that my daughter and my ex-wife was in an accident.
If I heard correctly, you were in jail.
That's a lie.
I was embarrassed, I was hurt, and I'm sorry.
My ex-boyfriend stole my car and he crashed it. I lost my job because the car is crashed.
He's suing me because of the threesome we recently had. I got more attention.
That's a lie right there.
This is Judge Jerry Springer. Malinda Cage hired the defendant to cater her daughter's wedding, but he pulled the runaway bride and left her to pull together the reception catering the day of the wedding. Since Malinda regrets saying "I do" to the wrong caterer, she's suing for $5,000. Rance Hayes claims his young daughter got into a car wreck, and that's why he had to skip the wedding. And when he offered Malinda a partial refund, she turned him down.
You're here because you hired the defendant to cater the wedding and things didn't work out.
I am a select wedding planner. I say select because I only do it for certain people, certain clientele, because I just don't want to waste someone's time.
Yeah.
So my daughter said that she was getting married, and of course, she asked me to be her wedding planner. It could go either way. So
Sure.
I said, yes, I'll definitely do it because she knows I can perform for her, and I'll make sure everything looks perfect.
Well, she's your daughter.
Right.
I get
and
it.
she's pretty.
Yeah.
And so, I had a good friend who said, she knew we were on a budget, and she said, I got the best caterer for you. She said, I've used him for our school, and I guarantee you the food is going to be phenomenal. Trust me. And I trust her because she's been my friend for over 20 years.
Okay.
And so I contacted Rance, myself, my daughter, my husband.
Rance being the defendant.
Yes, the
Right.
defendant. And we tasted the food. The food was phenomenal.
Great.
Very good food.
Yeah.
And so, of course, we said, let's go ahead and execute the contract. And because of the type A person that I am, I went ahead and gave him half the deposit for the catering event. And then because I am very type A, I went ahead and paid him the remainder of the balance two months later.
Yeah,
just
because
to
the
make
contract here says that the first $750 would be the deposit that you paid. The remaining $750 will be due upon the arrival before the catering starts. In other words, the day of the wedding.
Right.
But you paid it several months in advance.
We did, because I'm a type A, and I wanted to make sure he had everything, because I know he's a small business person.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I just wanted to,
All right, so that's how you get
By
to the
fault.
$1,500.
yes.
Okay, what happens?
So I went ahead and made contact with them like I did with all my other vendors that I have for that day.
I get it.
And so everything was good. I said, do you have the chafers? Because all of a sudden I had in my mind, I didn't ask him if he had chafers. I didn't know if I was supposed to bring the chafers, the burners. And so he said, no, he had everything. I said, good. So that was on the Monday of the wedding week.
Right.
So come Friday is her wedding. Big day. I'm busy. I'm doing mom and event planner. So I'm running everywhere. I didn't have time much to deal with a lot of stuff. It was running. And so my daughter said, you had a missed phone call. I said, did I? And I looked at my phone, and it was the defendant. The defendant had called. I tried to call back several times, got no answer. And so the wedding was about to start. I didn't have time
What
to keep
time was the
asking.
wedding going to be?
2 p.m.?
2:30.
Okay.
And so the only thing that I saw on my phone once the wedding was over, I had to get changed and get to the venue.
What time was he supposed to be there?
He was supposed to be there at 5.
At the reception.
At the reception venue. And so I looked at my phone and I saw it was just a picture of a little child with a Band-Aid. I was just a little concerned. I didn't understand. I did call and I asked. I said, all I got was this picture. I don't know what this meant. Maybe you sent it to me by mistake. I don't know.
I called Miss Malinda a couple of times. I even reached out to the friend that referred her to me. I didn't get a response from no one.
Did you text her?
I think I did. I don't really remember.
He did not. And I went on and proceeded to the venue to wait for all the vendors that's supposed to have shown up.
And so you got there at 5. What happened? They're not there.
Nothing. Nothing was there. I called, text message, nothing.
My ex-wife got into a car accident. Her face was swollen. Actually, it wasn't just a Band-Aid.
So your ex-wife was driving your daughter around and
Yes.
was in a car accident?
Right.
When did you hear about that?
Actually, the day before the wedding.
So the day before the wedding, and of course your daughter's in an accident, so what did you do?
Well, I'm sorry. I heard about the day of the wedding. The day before the wedding is when it happened.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So the morning of, you get a call.
Prior to me getting everything ready, I started cooking and getting prepared for the wedding.
Right.
I get a call that my daughter and my ex-wife was in an accident.
I believe, if I heard correctly, you were in jail.
I was in jail.
That's what we
not
heard.
So
what
you
we heard.
you weren't in jail.
No, sir.
Okay.
That's a
All
lie.
right.
That's not what we heard.
And so you went to see your daughter
Yes, I flew down to Louisiana. Yes.
out of state.
Yes.
If you know that there's a wedding that day, you have to make sure, even on the trip down there, to text them or let them know until you get a response.
Right. That's why I
you
called
have to
numbers
get
of times.
someone else to fill in.
And that's what I tried to do. I tried to get in touch with them so I can get them the food. That way they won't go without. But I didn't get a
Okay.
response.
And you flew down there?
Yes.
Do we have a copy of your airline ticket?
No, I didn't have all that, no.
This is your business. Did you have staff that could go there? In other words, why was there no one else?
I'm the only one that actually cooked, but I do have staff that helped me cater the wedding that was going to help me serve. But
And
I'm
they
the only one
couldn't
that
bring
actually
the
cooked.
food over. They
I
couldn't.
didn't get to finish cooking.
Because he
they
was in
couldn't-
jail.
There's no one else that could cook it. If you know there's a wedding and there's a big, and you realize how big a wedding is that you've got to deliver here, on the way to the airport, sitting waiting for at the gate, that you call some friend, someone, and say, the food is at such and such location. My staff will show you exactly where it is. They'll bring it over there. It's hard to believe that on such a big occasion, you couldn't find one person to heat up the meal.
Well, I actually wouldn't have bought all the food if I was going to ghost them or not. Like, I have pictures of everything that I bought. Just a picture of the pots on the stove and the chicken that I was supposed to be baking off. And
Oh,
everything.
that's the food you were.
That's
Yeah,
what you were supposed
right.
to eat. I called my husband, told him what had happened, and I was like, well, I don't know what to do. I need to just run and get at least some hors d'oeuvres. I need to go to Walmart. I need to go get some cheese, some crackers, something, because people are going to start showing up, and we had nothing there. We had just a blank food table, blank, with nothing on it. And so I ran to Walmart. The same girlfriend that recommended the defendant, she was like, I think I might be able to talk to someone that I know works at a restaurant. Maybe they can get you some food. And so here we go. We hodgepodged everything together. We had Alfredo, we had chicken wings, we had just everything put together. I wanted food on that table, so when she walked through the door, she didn't see the blankness that was there.
It's not like, well, we'll do the wedding tomorrow.
Right, right. There was no turn back.
If I can add in, I'm going into it with the expectation of how awesome my wedding was already. You know, everything was set up very classy and elegant. When I get into the venue, I mean, it was not to be ungrateful for my mom. She obviously performed amazing. She did everything she needed to do, but I felt like I was at a baby shower. I wasn't expecting to pick over food. I wasn't expecting to, you know, come up and do a buffet. I wanted everything to be elegant and classy, and that's just not what I felt like. So I was embarrassed. I was hurt. I'm still hurt to this day because we trusted you. We tried your food. Your food was great. And I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Now, no, I understand. Yeah. It's not going to be much consolation, but most people have a story about what happened on their wedding day or the days leading up to it. Now, you may not feel it yet, but when you have kids and then you're going through that, you will a little bit laugh about it, you know. But for now, the disappointment is totally understandable. In fairness, I understand that you suddenly had another priority, but I don't understand how any argument can be made that they shouldn't get their money back.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Really? Come on now.
Absolutely.
You
But
should
for real,
definitely
though,
be ashamed of yourself.
There you had ample opportunity, and I know you're a small business owner, and I would have never brought you here. I would have never done that to you. Ever, I would have never done you like that.
And
You
I'm
know
only
that.
getting married once. I'm not getting married again.
Well, I offered to pay the money back, but they wanted more than
Well,
They gave me.
but the
Yeah, I know.
1,500, you're agreeing they should at least get that back.
Right.
So you went to different places to gather whatever food you
I
could.
did. Cheese plates, the fruit trays from Walmart, Mason's chicken and seafood, because we
I
told
see
you
that.
we had to hodgepodge it together to make it something.
I get it. And that
And-
comes to 724?
That came to $724.
Okay. And so the only other part of the suit has to do with emotional distress.
Correct.
I'm going to give you 1,000 on that. So putting together the 1,500 that you're due back for the refund, the 724 you paid for the food, and then the 1,000 I'm giving you for the emotional distress. Therefore, I find for the plaintiff in the sum of $3,224.
I would have felt the same way if it was my wedding and I didn't bring the food. but it was really nothing I could do. My daughter come first. I'm sorry that I couldn't bring it or whatever, but I had to take care of my family.
Family might come first, but at the end of the day, business is business. And if you sign up for a job, you need to execute it, point blank and period.
Plaintiff Kel Myers claims he told his ex-boyfriend he could not borrow his car, so instead the defendant stole it and crashed it. He is suing for $2,000. Defendant Kyle Burt says that someone else was driving the plaintiff's car and he doesn't know how it got damaged, and he thinks he's being sued because Kel is jealous of all the attention he got during a threesome they had.
You don't look happy.
No, I'm not. My ex-boyfriend went out one night and stole my car.
He stole your car?
Yes, Your Honor. He stole my car and he crashed it, and it's ruined right now. I'm very pissed off about it.
So how long you guys been together?
We've been together on and off about 7 months. And the
First
hardest
of all,
thing
no,
is,
it's been 8 months.
Oh, okay.
the hardest thing is for me is that I lost my job because of the matter, because the car is crashed. I can't do Uber Eats or DoorDash and deliver the McGriddles like the customers want.
You deliver McGriddles?
Yes, Your Honor. I do DoorDash and
Yeah.
Uber Eats, and I like to get up early in the morning. And
Your Honor, he's suing me because he's trying to get anything and everything out of this. He's just so jealous because I get attention. He doesn't get nothing.
Oh.
I am better looking than him. I can get any guy, I can get any girl, for God's sakes. He's jealous because of the threesome we recently had.
that's,
Oh, you know it's true.
I haven't talked to him since.
Okay, wait. So you guys had a threesome?
Yes. And I got more attention in the threesome than he ever did.
That's a lie right there.
Forgive me, but I'd rather not get into that. Okay, so, but the motivation for him being angry is irrelevant to the case. Now, you say he damaged your car.
One night, he asked me if he could go out in my vehicle. I advised him that I would not like him to use the car because he is not on my car insurance. And when him not being on the car insurance, that's a liability for me, because the car won't be covered if he was to get into an accident.
It would be bad.
He wanted to go party that night, and I actually ended up staying in the house that evening.
So he asked you if he could borrow the car, and you said no.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And so how did he get in a crash if you didn't let him drive it?
He actually ended up taking the keys that night. I'm pissed about it. He took the car that night, and he ended up going out with a friend, I guess, and he ruined the car.
Well, what happened? When did you find out the car was damaged?
Oh, I actually found out the next morning when I saw the car, and
you have
if
a
you
picture
look
of
at
the damage?
Exhibit A1,
Okay,
you'll
let's
see
take
the
a look.
front.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's a serious hit. Okay, so the car was damaged. So then you said to him, "Hey, what you do?"
I said, "Hey, what did you do?" And
See, I guess exactly.
I said that, and
exactly
he lied to
what
my
you said.
face and said that he did not do it. And I'm like, okay. And still to this day, he denies it. He had the audacity to lie to my face about it.
So have you taken the car from him before?
Yes, I have.
Well, you don't think that's right, do you? Is it okay if people take your property without your permission?
Oh, he knows better.
No, but you don't think it's right that, forget him, anybody.
Your
Are
job
you
is
saying that
across
it's
the
okay
street.
for anyone to come and take whatever you have, whatever is yours?
You don't need a car. Your job is across the street. You don't need a car.
I'm not walking. Poor people walk.
Okay, and you walk across the street to your job.
Yeah. I occasionally walk, and I'm not poor.
We don't have intimacy anymore. How else do you think I'm gonna go out and party with some other people that I barely know?
Okay, that's not my fault. We don't have intimacy in the morning.
Oh, it kind of is
anymore.
your
I caught
fault
you
because I'm the
texting
one
another
working.
guy.
Yeah, but okay, even assuming you don't have intimacy anymore, that doesn't give you an excuse to take someone else's property.
Yeah, but you know what though? A relationship goes both ways. It really does.
Well, this way time it went 3 ways.
I don't do his dishes anymore. I don't cook him food. I cook for only myself now. We haven't
Really?
slept together in weeks.
Oh my God.
Because I threw you out of my
I wanted
bed
him
that
to tell
bought.
me the truth.
Yeah, well, hey, I get that. He says, you asked him, can I borrow your car? I'm going out tonight. He said no. He says that you took it anyway. And the next morning, when he looked at his car, we saw that picture of the damage.
I didn't damage the car, Your Honor.
Someone
no,
else
Your Honor.
did.
Yes, Your Honor, it was my friend. We went out to a club in Columbus, Ohio, and we had fun. I had a little bit too extra
It was
bit
your
of
friend. I
alcohol.
knew you were lying.
Okay, just because I was lying about going out and taking the car doesn't mean nothing. I've taken the car before, and you didn't know about it.
That's sad that we had to come to court for me to find out the truth.
Even if you weren't driving it, as soon as you had in your possession something that is his, you then become responsible for its care.
Honestly, Judge, I don't remember even how the car even got damaged. I know for a fact that I did not drive the car on the way back to the house.
Okay, but you took the car for your benefit, your enjoyment. You were going out. While you had his car, you are responsible for what happens to it. Now,
Yes,
do
Your
you
Honor.
have the estimate?
Yes, Your Honor. I had a friend come over and we did some research and he looked up parts and looked at the car and the damages came out to $2,000.
Where's your evidence?
I don't have it with me officially.
Well, here's the
it wasn't
deal.
official
Okay.
at
Let
the
me.
car shop.
Kel, you seem like a nice guy. You both seem like nice guys, although you've got to figure something out about taking other people's property because you don't want to walk. Okay. You brought the lawsuit because you were angry, as you said.
Correct.
You knew you were coming here to do the case. Well, if you know you're coming to court, wouldn't you have thought, I better bring evidence? And you didn't bring it.
Correct.
That makes no sense.
Correct. I didn't bring it because I didn't have a chance to actually get it to an official repair shop. The car is far away.
You've had time before you filed the suit, since you actually filed it, you have had time to get an estimate on what the damage is. You had time to take a picture of it, so I'm going to say on the merits you're right. So I fine for you in the sum of $1,000.
I do believe I was being responsible for not driving home that night. I believe that once you have a little bit extra drinks in you, that you should be very responsible and never drink and drive.
I feel disappointed and I feel that it's pathetic that I had to get to this point of coming to court in order to find out the truth.
Yeah, my job is across the street, but I am too fabulous to walk. Come on, look at me.
Hey YouTube, thanks for watching. For more Judge Jerry, click here. For more Jerry Springer, click here.